Every human being wants success, respect, power, and peace of mind, yet most people never reach it because they spend their lives chasing comfort. Comfort is the silent killer of progress. It feels good in the moment, but it slowly destroys your potential. The world has convinced you that life should be easy, that happiness comes from relaxation, indulgence, and avoiding hardship. But the truth is, every great man, every person who has built an unshakable legacy, had to abandon comfort and embrace discipline. Comfort gives you instant gratification, but discipline gives you a lifetime of strength. Comfort tells you to sleep in, discipline forces you to rise before the sun. Comfort tempts you with junk food, endless scrolling, and mindless entertainment, while discipline demands you fuel your body with the right food, sharpen your mind with knowledge, and invest time in meaningful work. Comfort tells you you can do it tomorrow, but discipline screams, do it now. Comfort keeps you ordinary, discipline makes you extraordinary. The problem with comfort is that it tricks you into thinking you are okay. It lulls you into a false sense of security. You feel relaxed, safe, even happy for a moment, but deep inside your soul, you know you are wasting time. You know you are capable of more, but comfort convinces you that mediocrity is enough. And the truth is, mediocrity is never enough, because when life tests you, and it will, comfort will leave you weak, unprepared, and broken. Discipline, on the other hand, may feel painful in the short term, but it builds a foundation of unshakable strength. It teaches you to keep moving when your body is tired, to keep going when your mind is screaming to quit. Discipline forces growth, and growth is the only way to live fully. Think about your heroes, the people you admire. Do you think they chose comfort? No, they suffered when nobody was watching. They trained when others slept. They studied when others partied. They sacrificed short-term pleasure for long-term greatness. Comfort could have made their lives easier, but they chose discipline because they understood that comfort robs you of your future, while discipline pays you back with freedom. Real freedom is not lying on a couch all day doing nothing. Real freedom is having the strength, the money, the health, and the power to live life on your terms, and that comes only through discipline. Comfort is addictive. The more you choose it, the weaker you become. It's like a drug. You keep needing more of it, and every time you indulge, your resistance to pain lowers. Soon, even small challenges feel overwhelming because you've trained yourself to avoid discomfort. But discipline works the opposite way. The more you practice it, the stronger you become. Every time you resist the easy path, you sharpen your willpower. Every time you push through difficulty, you build a deeper level of self-respect. And that respect is priceless. When you live with discipline, you don't need validation from anyone else because you know you are in control of yourself. Comfort is what keeps most people average. It's why so many dreams die before they are born. Comfort whispers, don't risk it, stay safe, stay where you are. But the safe path is the most dangerous path because it guarantees regret. At the end of your life, you won't regret the moments you suffered for your growth. You'll regret the days you wasted doing nothing meaningful. Discipline prevents regret because it forces you to give your best every day. It ensures that when you look back, you can say, I gave everything I had. Choosing discipline over comfort is not easy. Your body will resist it. Your mind will create excuses. People around you will call you crazy, obsessed, or extreme. They will mock you because you make them feel guilty for their laziness. But discipline is not about impressing others. It is about winning the war against yourself. Every morning you wake up, you face a battle. The weak version of you wants to stay comfortable. The strong version of you wants to rise and take action. Discipline is choosing the strong version, no matter how you feel. Feelings are temporary, but discipline creates permanent results. Discipline is the highest form of self-love. People think self-love means pampering yourself, taking it easy, or indulging in pleasures. But real self-love is doing what is necessary to become the strongest, healthiest, most powerful version of yourself. Self-love is pushing yourself to train when you are tired, to read when you would rather scroll your phone, to save money when you would rather waste it. Comfort destroys your future, but discipline builds it. If you truly love yourself, You will reject comfort and embrace the pain of discipline. Discipline also builds respect in the eyes of others. People admire strength, consistency, and self-control because it is rare. Anyone can give in to comfort, but only a few have the courage to live with discipline. When you live this way, you don't need to tell people who you are. They see it. They feel it in your presence. Discipline gives you an aura, an energy that cannot be faked. Comfort will never give you that. Comfort makes you invisible. Discipline makes you unforgettable. It's important to understand that comfort is not just physical. It's also mental. Comfort keeps you stuck in old ways of thinking, afraid to challenge your beliefs or learn something new. Discipline forces you to grow mentally, to expand your mind, to face uncomfortable truths about yourself and the world. Comfort keeps you silent. Discipline forces you to speak. Comfort hides you. Discipline exposes you. Comfort chains you. Discipline sets you free. So you must make a decision. Do you want to live an easy life now and pay the price later, or pay the price now and live a life of freedom later? Every day, you are choosing one or the other. Every skipped workout, every wasted hour, every excuse is a choice for comfort. Every rep in the gym, every page of a book, every disciplined action is a choice for progress. Your future self is depending on the choices you make today. Don't betray that version of yourself for the temporary pleasure of comfort. The best part is, once you commit to discipline, comfort loses its power over you. The things that once felt hard become your new normal. What used to break you now strengthens you. You begin to crave challenge, to seek discomfort, because you understand that is where true growth happens. That is how you transform into someone unrecognizable to your past self. That is how you build a life others can only dream about. Comfort kills progress, always has, always will. Discipline is not just the path to success, it is the only path, so choose wisely. Every second is a decision between comfort and discipline, between weakness and strength, between mediocrity and greatness. And remember, greatness is not a gift. It is earned in the moments when you reject comfort and demand more from yourself than anyone else ever could. That is how you become unstoppable. Pain is something most people run from. The moment life becomes uncomfortable, the moment the body aches, the moment the mind feels pressure, people retreat back into their shells. But pain is not your enemy. Pain is the greatest teacher, the purest truth, and the most honest path to transformation. Without pain, there is no growth, no strength, no resilience. Every version of yourself that you admire, every piece of strength you dream of having, lies on the other side of pain. It is the price of transformation, and if you are unwilling to pay it, you will remain stuck in the same place forever. Think about how the strongest bodies are built. Muscles do not grow by comfort. They grow by tearing, breaking, and healing stronger than before. Every rep, every drop of sweat, every ache is pain, and that pain is the signal of transformation. The same is true in every area of life. The pain of discipline shapes your character. The pain of rejection teaches resilience. The pain of failure teaches strategy. The pain of sacrifice sharpens your focus. Pain is not there to destroy you. It is there to mold you into the person you were meant to be, but most people misinterpret it. They see pain as punishment, when in reality, it is preparation. When you run from pain, you run from your destiny. Every successful person you look up to has endured pain you cannot imagine. They endured losses, humiliation, sleepless nights, sacrifices that broke their hearts, and moments when quitting felt easier than breathing. But they embraced pain instead of escaping it. They chose to suffer now so they could rise later, and that is the truth. Transformation is expensive, and the currency is pain. If you want the reward, you must pay the price. Pain reveals who you really are. Anyone can be happy when life is easy. Anyone can smile when things are going their way. But pain strips away the mask. It exposes your weaknesses, your doubts, and your excuses. It tests your patience, your willpower, and your faith in yourself. And in that moment, you face a choice: surrender or fight. Most people surrender. They let pain break them, but the rare few fight back, and through that fight, they become unrecognizable to their former selves. That is transformation, being broken down by pain and rebuilt stronger, sharper, and more relentless. Do not wish for an easy life. Wish for the strength to endure a hard one, because an easy life creates weak men, and a hard life creates warriors. Pain will introduce you to the parts of yourself you didn't know existed. It will show you the reserves of strength hidden deep inside. It will harden your mind like steel, so that when others break under pressure, you remain standing. That is why you must embrace it, not avoid it. Every time pain enters your life, you should see it as a sign that growth is near. It means you are being stretched, pushed, and challenged into a higher version of yourself. Pain also gives you perspective. It teaches you gratitude. When you have suffered, you value every moment of peace, every small victory, every blessing. Without pain, people take life for granted. They become entitled, soft, and arrogant. Pain humbles you, reminds you that nothing is owed to you and everything must be earned. It sharpens your awareness, deepens your appreciation, and makes success far more meaningful. Without pain, even success would feel empty because you would never understand what it cost to achieve it. Transformation is never supposed to feel comfortable. Think of a seed turning into a tree. It must break through the ground, fight the dirt, endure storms, and push upward into the light. Think of a diamond. It is nothing but coal until it endures unimaginable pressure. The same law applies to you. Without pressure, without pain, you remain ordinary. With it, you become extraordinary. Pain is the process of shedding the weaker version of yourself, killing the old identity, and allowing the new one to emerge. That process hurts, but it is the only path to becoming your highest self. The problem is most people try to numb their pain instead of facing it. They drown it in distractions, in entertainment, in substances, in excuses. But numbing pain only delays transformation. It traps you in the same cycle, repeating the same mistakes, living the same empty life, facing pain head on may hurt now, but it liberates you in the long run. The choice is simple. Suffer the short-term pain of growth or suffer the lifelong pain of regret. Regret is the heaviest pain of all, and it is permanent. It stays with you, whispers in your ear when you try to sleep, reminds you of everything you could have been. You can avoid the pain of discipline, the pain of sacrifice, the pain of effort, but you will never avoid the pain of regret if you take that path. That's why you must embrace the pain now, willingly, with courage, knowing that it is shaping your destiny. When you feel pain, remind yourself, this is the price of transformation. This is the proof that I am leveling up. This is my initiation into greatness. Pain is not something to be feared, but something to be respected. It is the forge and you are the metal. Every burn, every scar, every wound is the fire refining you into something indestructible. Life will never stop presenting you with pain. Loss, failure, heartbreak, rejection, exhaustion. It will come in different forms, but it will always come. The difference between the weak and the strong is how they respond. The weak see pain as an ending, the strong see it as a beginning. The weak ask, why me? The strong say, test me. The weak see pain as proof that they are not good enough. The strong see pain as proof that they are becoming unstoppable. If you want to transform, you must change your relationship with pain. Stop running. Stop hiding. Stop waiting for an easier path. There is no easier path. There is only the hard road and the harder road. Choose the hard road willingly and you will become someone who cannot be broken. Remember this, pain will either break you or build you. The choice is always yours. But if you want greatness, if you want freedom, if you want power, there is no shortcut. Pain is the ticket, and the only way through is to embrace it fully. Let it mold you, let it sharpen you, let it transform you, and one day when you look back, you will not remember the pain. You will remember the strength it gave you, the victories it delivered, and the person you became because of it. The best version of you is not something you stumble upon one day. It is something you build brick by brick, action by action, decision by decision. Too many people wait for inspiration, for the perfect moment, for some magical feeling that will transform their lives. But life does not work that way. The best version of you is forged in the daily grind, in the relentless pursuit of progress when nobody is watching, when nobody is clapping, when the results seem far away. Every single day is an opportunity, and every single day is a test. The question is not whether you have potential. The question is whether you have the discipline to turn that potential into reality through relentless action. Action is the difference between dreams and reality. Everyone dreams of success. Everyone wants to be strong, rich, respected, and free, but very few are willing to pay the daily price. That price is not paid once, it is paid over and over again. Every morning when the alarm goes off, you pay it by rising instead of sleeping. Every workout, every hour of focused work, every sacrifice of distraction is part of the payment. You cannot negotiate with greatness. It demands consistent action, not occasional bursts of effort. You do not become the best version of yourself by doing what is easy. You become it by doing what is necessary. Relentless action means refusing to quit when motivation fades. Because motivation is temporary, it comes and goes like the wind. Discipline is what remains when motivation disappears. Relentless action means you keep moving forward whether you feel like it or not. You train when you are tired, you study when your mind is restless, you work when everyone else is partying. That is how the best version of you is built, through sacrifices nobody else is willing to make. It is not about one grand gesture, it is about thousands of small, consistent actions that compound over time. Think about how greatness is achieved in any field. Athletes do not become champions overnight. They train for years, repeating the same movements, the same drills, until excellence becomes second nature. Entrepreneurs do not build empires by luck. They make decisions, take risks, fail, learn, and act again relentlessly. Artists do not master their craft in a week. They create, they practice, they refine day after day until mastery is born. The same applies to you. Whatever your path, the best version of you is built by relentless action, not by wishing, waiting, or hoping. Every day you choose whether to move closer to your best self or drift further away. When you skip action, you are not just standing still, you are moving backward because the world does not wait. Time keeps ticking, opportunities keep passing, and someone else out there is working while you are hesitating. The best version of you cannot afford hesitation. It cannot afford excuses. Excuses may comfort you for a moment, but they rob you of your future. Action, on the other hand, might hurt now, but it pays you back with strength, freedom, and self-respect. Relentless action is not glamorous. It is not always exciting. In fact, most of the time it is boring, repetitive, and exhausting. But that is the process of transformation. People want results without repetition, glory without grind, victory without sacrifice. That is why they stay the same. The ones who embrace the repetition, who show up daily no matter what, are the ones who unlock the best version of themselves. They understand that greatness is not built in moments of excitement, it is built in moments of discipline. The best version of you is not waiting for a perfect plan, it is waiting for action. You do not need to know every step, you just need to take the next step. Start small if you must, but start. Every action compounds, every decision adds weight to your future. The man who works daily, even in small amounts, will surpass the man who works hard once in a while. Consistency beats intensity when intensity is inconsistent. Relentless action means never stopping, no matter how slow it feels, because slow progress is still progress, and progress is everything. Action also builds confidence. You cannot think your way into self-belief, you earn it by doing. When you act relentlessly, you create proof for yourself. You begin to trust yourself because you see yourself following through. Confidence is not a feeling, it is evidence. And the only way to gather that evidence is through action. The best version of you is not more confident because of words or affirmations. It is more confident because it has acted relentlessly and proven its strength. Relentless action also means embracing failure. You cannot be afraid to act just because you might fail. Failure is inevitable, but it is also essential. Every failure teaches you, hardens you, and brings you closer to mastery. People who avoid failure avoid growth. The best version of you does not fear failure. It uses it. It takes the lesson, adjusts the plan, and acts again. That is what relentless means. No matter how many times you fall, you rise again and keep moving. There will be days when you feel drained, when progress feels invisible, when doubt clouds your vision. That is when relentless action matters the most. Anyone can act when things feel good, but true transformation happens when you act despite fatigue, fear, and frustration. That is when you separate yourself from the crowd. That is when you step into the rare air of discipline that only a few ever breathe. The best version of you is not a final destination, it is an ongoing process. You never truly arrive because there is always another level, another mountain, another test. Relentless action is what keeps you climbing, keeps you evolving, keeps you alive. The moment you stop acting, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you start dying inside. Life is movement, progress, and momentum. The best version of you thrives in motion. Remember, action is not about perfection. It is about persistence. You do not need to have it all figured out. You just need to move forward again and again. Every day, ask yourself, what action can I take today that will move me closer to who I want to become? And then do it. No excuses, no waiting, no hesitation. That is how transformation happens. The best version of you is built daily through relentless action. It is not easy, it is not quick, and it will not always be fun. But it is worth it. Every drop of sweat, every moment of effort, every sacrifice compounds into something far greater than comfort ever could. The best version of you is waiting, but it is not waiting at the finish line. It is waiting in the process, in the grind, in the relentless actions you choose every single day. At the end of the day, you must realize one truth. Nobody is coming to save you, nobody is going to hand you the life you dream of, and nobody can live this journey for you. The best version of you will never appear out of luck or chance. It will only be carved through your daily choices and relentless actions. Every sunrise gives you another opportunity to either step into greatness or stay the same. Each hour is a brick, and every action you take lays the foundation for the man or woman you are becoming. If you choose discipline today, you move closer to strength, freedom, and respect. If you choose excuses, you move closer to regret, weakness, and mediocrity. The choice is always yours. You must decide whether you are willing to pay the price, whether you are willing to keep going when you are tired, and whether you will keep fighting when everything in you wants to quit. Because the truth is simple, the best version of you is not built in a single day, but it is built every single day. Relentless action is the key, and greatness is the reward.